I am shocked, man. Ben Cleveland re-signed by the Baltimore Ravens. I don't know how many people saw this coming. I definitely did not predict this. We let Patrick McCary go. Obviously, he got a pretty decent deal in Jacksonville, so I understand that move, especially if he's not going to start for the Ravens. We ended up letting Josh Jones walk, and then we re-signed Ben Cleveland. I thought he was in the Harbaugh doghouse for life. I guess I was wrong. And Ben Cleveland's back. It's definitely good O-line depth. I'm not mad about the move whatsoever. We probably signed him for the minimum contract value. I don't know what the contract details are, so I could be wrong on that, but I would imagine it's like $1 or $2 million. It's definitely not going to be a lot. So super cheap contract, good depth, someone that we have had as a backup for a while. He's also versatile. I mean, he was last year, we were talking about him in the preseason quite often because he was not getting right guard, left guard reps. He was getting center reps because we had injuries to Tyler Linderbaum and Samac, the rookie that we drafted. So Ben Cleveland was getting all the center reps in the preseason and throughout training camp. And we obviously were having some struggles with Voorhees and Falele, and we were questioning, like, when's Ben Cleveland going to get a chance at guard? And he just never got a chance. But every time Harbaugh spoke about him, he was basically saying, Ben knows what he needs to do to get on the field, and we see him in practice every single day, and he's not beating out the other guys. So seemed kind of a weird dynamic. I'll play this clip from John Harbaugh from last season that kind of sums up what I was considering the doghouse.
If Ben had earned the job at right guard, he'd be the starting right guard. So, I mean, you look at the tape, he didn't beat out Daniel or anybody. I think Ben's a good player. I like Ben. I want Ben to take the next step. He's in what year is he in, third year or fourth year? He's in his fourth year. Ben knows what he needs to do. If he wants playing time, he knows how he needs to play, and he knows how he needs to practice when he gets that chance. So our evaluation right now is that Daniel outplayed Ben. Just fact, straight up. Matter of fact. If we thought Ben had outplayed Daniel, he'd be the starting right guard. So if I see that Ben's playing better than Daniel, then Ben will be the starting right guard, and he practices every day. So it's like just to tell all the guys, show me. And that goes, we're talking about Ben because that's the question. I love Ben. And I think Ben can be a great player. I want to see it. Just like I want to see it with Daniel. Okay, just I want to see it with all the players. So we'll keep fighting for that. And those guys will keep fighting for that. We coach our guys, and our guys compete. And we're going to continue to improve.
Ben Cleveland was just really struggling to even get looks in the game. But every time he would get in-game looks, he seemed to do all right. So I don't know. Obviously, he hasn't started for an extended time. I always thought McCary looked incredible. And then when I saw him for an entire season, I was like, okay, he should not be our starter. So Ben Cleveland could be, similar to that, but we'll see how it shakes out. Regardless, welcome back, Ben Cleveland. He just got a DUI. There's rumors floating around that he's now single, so hopefully he comes back fresh off the charge and is motivated, comes to camp in shape, and wants to compete for the starting job. I'm not really predicting that he's going to win the starting job still, but I definitely am not arguing a Ben Cleveland signing for depth. I mean, we lost quite a bit of O-line depth, and you probably can't get much of a cheaper contract than we just signed him for. So it's a value move and offensive line depth move. I'm sure we're going to still attack the draft as well. But Ben Cleveland is back in a Ravens uniform, which is just crazy, man. I've been seeing the reaction all over the internet today, and nobody can believe this. I am just as shocked. I made a lot of free agent predictions before free agency and did not have Ben Cleveland coming back at all, especially after he just got that DUI, not that that's the end of the world, but obviously not a good look. And he just gets arrested for a DUI and he's a free agent. I'm like, all right, he's just not coming back, man. He never was really getting much of a chance with the Ravens anyway. But here we are today. Ben Cleveland's back. So as of right now, our offensive line is Ronnie Stanley at left tackle, probably Voorhees leading at left guard right now. Tyler Linderbaum's obviously going to be the center. I would say Falele's definitely leading at right guard, and then Roger Rosengarten at right tackle. And then for depth, we have Ben Cleveland and Nick Samac, who we drafted in the 7th round that I was talking about earlier. He's the backup center. Ben Cleveland's going to be backup left guard, right guard, or competing for a starting job again. I mean, like Harbaugh said in that press conference, if Ben comes out in camp and just blows everyone away and is the best guard, then he's going to start. Hopefully. I don't know. We've never really seen him get that chance. I mean, he obviously looks terrible in practice, or Harbaugh just doesn't love him, because last year when we had right and left guard struggles, we had Cleveland at center. And Cleveland was clearly never going to start at center when we have Tyler Linderbaum. So by playing Cleveland at center every single game in every single training camp practice, how's he getting looks at right guard and left guard? He's not. So hopefully he does get some looks at right guard and left guard, because those are our biggest concerns right now. I still think Falele is definitely going to start at right guard unless we aggressively draft. I don't really think there's a lot of free agents still out there at guard that could just come in and replace them. I mean, maybe somebody I'm not really seeing, but Mekhi Becton just went to the LA Chargers. That was my dream signing, and we obviously didn't do that. So I think we're rolling with the young guys, and then probably going to draft a guard that comes in for competition for Voorhees or Falele. Like, whoever wins the job, you know what I mean? Best player is going to play. But it looks like Falele is definitely going to start at right guard. We'll see what happens at left guard. But Ben Cleveland's now thrown back into the mix, and shock of the offseason, to be honest with you. I don't think it moves the needle a ton. It's not like the Ravens are so much better or so much worse for bringing back Ben Cleveland. It's just shocking. And no one saw him coming back to the Ravens after being on our team for 4 years, never getting a chance to start, barely even coming in at all. Last year in the preseason, he's running center. I didn't think he was coming back. I thought this would be the free agent that they would just let walk, and then I really thought we were going to bring Josh Jones back, but boy, was I wrong. So welcome back, Ben Cleveland. And then we're all still waiting on Mark Andrews news. He is due a $4 million roster bonus this Monday, and it is Saturday night when I'm recording this, so we're a little over a day away from him being due that roster bonus. What's going to happen? I've seen, some people that are claiming sources out there on X saying that they're hearing the trade talks heating up or whatever. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know what's going on. I don't think anyone knows what's going on. The Ravens are super private about what they're doing, and especially with a touchy situation like this, if you are shopping Mark Andrews, you might want to do it quietly. I don't think you want to, it wouldn't be smart to really let him know that he's being shopped, but regardless, I mean, a trade does make sense if you can pull it off. I don't know what that return would be, and I think that's the issue. You need a decent return. I would hope you'd get a third, fourth, fifth at the absolute worst, because then you also clear cap. But he's due $17 million. Some teams got to pay him $17 million, so it's not the easiest trade. You have an older tight end who's looking for that next contract. I don't think that next contract will be $17 million. Evan Ingram just signed for $12. So Mark Andrews past 30 might be similar in that range. I don't think it'll be 17. He's going to have to take a little bit of a pay cut on that next deal. But regardless, you got to pay him. Some team's going to have to trade a pick, pay him a decent salary, and extend him. That's a commitment, you know what I mean? And I don't think the Ravens want to make that commitment. I think they're transitioning to Isaiah Likely, but there's a decision that has to be made there. Are you keeping all of our tight ends this year? We're very tight against the cap. Getting rid of Mark could clear some cap. Or how about restructuring Mark? We've been super aggressive with void years. We just restructured Marlon Humphrey's contract. We did not extend Marlon Humphrey. We restructured him, cleared $13 million in cap room by restructuring his deal from $17 million down to $1 million cap hit, basically converted the entire contract to a bonus and added void years. We could do the same thing with Mark. I mean, I don't know how aggressive they want to get with these void years. We've talked about it in the past few videos. There's definitely some consequence down the road, but you could keep Mark on this roster and just do a massive restructure, give him a huge signing bonus. Hey, here's your salary right now up front, and then you'll have a low cap hit, and then we're probably moving on next year, and we extend Isaiah Likely, and this year Isaiah Likely gets more of a role, but Mark's still there, huge red zone target, and Mark's still helping the team. I don't think he's hurting the team. I just want to see more of Isaiah Likely, and then after this year, it's just Isaiah Likely, and he's the premier tight end. That wouldn't be a terrible move either if they want to keep Mark Andrews, just restructure the contract. But if they can get a decent trade for him, then then I'm open to a trade as well. But either way, news is coming. So I thought that would possibly be the news this weekend, and instead I was mind blown that it was Ben Cleveland returning to the Ravens. And before I get out of here, I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, man. 6,000 subscribers. I feel like we just passed 5K last month. So this channel is really growing, and appreciate all of your love, all your support on all these videos. If you watch a lot of the videos and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I know there's I looked at the YouTube stats, there's 70% of the people that watch the videos aren't even subscribed, which is kind of crazy. So hit that subscribe button, man. Let's keep it growing. But I appreciate you guys, man. 6,000 subscribers, been building this channel for almost 2 years. May will be 2 years, and this will be the 3rd season coming up, but May will be 2 years in. So thank you guys for real, man. I love making these videos. I love this team. I've been just as much of a diehard fan before I was ever making content, so I felt like it was just the perfect marriage. I was like, all right, I don't even have to work harder. I already know everything that's going on. I'm obsessed with the Ravens my whole life. I already know everything that's going on. I know how to kind of make some videos. Let's do both of them. And it's been fun, man. It's been a beautiful journey, and I'm grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for this community, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the next decade plus, man. Let's run it. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you're thinking about this Ben Cleveland news. Does he have a chance to start? I think that's the real question. Will he get an actual chance to start this year and compete for a starting left or right guard spot? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Have a beautiful rest of your night or day if you're watching this tomorrow. And I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens Flock. The Flock Rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. The Flock Rundown. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.